Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here. Okay, I know that title might seem a little clickbaity, but this is going around the internet like crazy. I'm getting a lot of comments on it. It's Tyler Glasnow, and as I'm sure many of you know, ended up hurting his elbow last start. Now he's going to try to rehab it, hopefully not get surgery. Unfortunately, surgery eventually will probably have to happen. And so in this press conference, we'll listen to it in a second, he talks about how one of the contributing factors in his mind and one of the reasons why he got hurt is because he's no longer able to use sticky stuff on his fingers to help him get a grip on the ball. So he says that he's been able to use stuff all season long, and all of a sudden Major League Baseball comes out and says, no, not anymore, you can't use anything. And because of that, he doesn't really say exactly why, but my assumption is you get a little different grip on the ball, right? Maybe you have to grip the ball a little bit harder, squeeze a little bit firmer because you're afraid now that the ball's going to slip out of your hand because you don't have the same grip as you normally do. Or maybe you're used to holding the ball a certain way, but now you can't hold it that way because you don't have sticky stuff. And maybe your mechanics end up changing a little bit. Now he has some interesting points, but what people are freaking out about is basically he's saying that he cheated, that he's been using sticky stuff all season. So let's listen to exactly what he says. And then I'm going to give you my insight. I'm going to show you a major league ball versus a ball that's used more at the youth level. We're going to talk about the seams. We're going to talk about what players use to help them get a better grip. I'm going to talk about my experience with Major League Baseball. So let's listen to Glasnow real fast.
The whole day yesterday, I'm sitting there trying to get a grip on a ball. And I'm not trying to blame anyone. I'm not trying to say like, oh, this is all MLB's fault. Like they got thrown into this situation too. They're doing the best they possibly can to navigate around this. They're trying to make this fair for people. I understand that, but you can't. Whether you want us to not use sticky stuff or not is fine. Fine. Do it in the off season. Give us a chance to adjust to it. But I just threw 80 something, 70 whatever innings, and then you just told me I can't use anything in the middle of the year. I had to change everything I've been doing the entire season, everything out of the window. I have to start doing something completely new. And then I'm telling you, I truly believe that's why I got hurt. Me throwing 100 and being 6'7" is why I got hurt, but that contributed. And so I'm just frustrated that like they don't understand how hard it is to pitch one, but to tell us to do something completely different in the middle of a season is insane. Take away everything and not add something. Pitchers need to be able to have some sort of control or some sort of grip on the ball. And I just don't want things like this to happen to somebody else. I don't want a fastball to sail away and hit somebody in the face like it already has. So I just think like I understand you need to take an aggressive approach here, but like I just think people are going about it all wrong. And I'm sitting here, my lifelong dream, I want to go out and win a Cy Young. I want to be an all-star. And then now it's all just because now it's over. And now I have to try and rehab to come back in the playoffs. So I'm clearly frustrated. It's just I think there needs to be a lot more. People need to figure this out. You can't just tell us to use nothing. It's crazy.
Okay, so a lot of stuff to delve into. So first, clearly he's using something, and we've talked about this a lot in the past, right? Major League Baseballs, okay, they're different than even minor league baseballs. They're much more slick. The ball does slip out of your hand when using it. I have firsthand experience with this. Many of you, if you follow my channel, you've seen my throw against the Milwaukee Brewers. I threw it 50 feet over the catcher's head, right? The ball just slipped right out of my hand.
I get the ball, I turn right here and go, oh my God, Braun is barely, and I throw it 47 feet off the wall, off the netting over here.
Because of that, pitchers and even position players will try to put stuff either on their glove or on their hand to help them get a better grip. So, first, before we get into exactly what they put, let me show you real quick. So here's a Major League Baseball, and hopefully you can see that well, right? So look at the seams. They're basically like non-existent. See how low they are and how small they are? And so even though there are seams, they're almost not raised at all. And so what I noticed right away in the first Major League game that I played in, the ball comes off of your hand differently. And I made 2 errors during my Major League career. Both of them were throwing errors. All right, the ball literally just did not go where I want it to go because the ball slipped out of my hands. One was the throw against Milwaukee that literally missed the target by 30 feet. The other one was against the Dodgers that made a sliding play. I got up and I just flipped it over the first like I've done 1,000 times in my career, but the ball came out weird and it just went flying that way and Gonzalez had to come off the bag. All right, so that's a major league ball. Now this is a ball that's used more at like the high school level. Okay, I don't have a college ball on me. Or a minor league ball, but they're similar to this. Okay, so this is kind of what you're used to playing with. Look at how much bigger the seams are. Look at how much more raised the seams are on this ball than on this ball, right? Like the ball's not going to slip out of your hand. And a lot of times with these balls, we don't even rub these balls up. Like at least with a major league ball, they're going to rub them up with mud, try to take some of the slick away. We'll play a lot of times with these balls at the younger level. We'll just throw it in there. And even though it hasn't been rubbed up or anything, the seams really help you get a grip, all right? So that's the first thing. Huge difference in seams. Major league ball is just much more slick. Now, because of that, what major league pitchers do is they use typically rosin. So you'll see a rosin, right? You see a rosin bag all the time out there on the mound, right? Just sitting out on the mound. Pitchers get really sweaty. They put rosin, they put rosin on their arm, on their hand, helps get rid of some of that sweat, helps them grab the ball better. What they also do is pitchers will put sunscreen on their arm. So when you have a combination of sunscreen and then rosin, and you kind of mix it together, it makes this little bit of a tacky type substance. And again, it helps the pitcher get a better grip. Now, is that what Glasnow is used to using? I don't know. Is he using something else? We've seen pitchers use pine tar. We've seen pitchers ejected by using too much pine tar, or really using any pine tar, but they make it, egregious. They got it all over their body. And now the big thing is spider tack. Right? And so we've seen Garrett Cole talk about this. Many pitchers have been accused of using something, and the spider tack seems to be the popular thing. Spider tack is this like crazy substance that's really, really sticky. You've seen some pitchers, Trevor Bauer's actually, he threw a video up, I think it was on Instagram. I'll have to go grab it, where he's got something on his hand and he's sticking in the balls literally like this. If you guys remember back to when Yadi Molina a few years ago blocked the ball came up and literally stuck to his chest protector. He had no idea where it was. So pitchers have started to use different substances to make it even stickier. Now here's the thing, and here's the issue, is there's a safety part of it and then there's a performance part of it. So the safety part of it has typically always been the rosin and the sunscreen, okay? So that allows safety so that the ball doesn't slip out of my hand and kill a batter, because no batter wants the ball thrown 100 miles an hour at their head, okay? But what's happened is pitchers over the years have figured out ways to continue to push the envelope on substances. And now they're using stuff that is performance enhancing, essentially. They're able to create more RPMs on the ball, right? When you create more RPMs on the ball, when you throw your fastball, the ball's going to give the illusion that it's going to rise because it's going to stay on its line more. Throw a high fastball at 98 miles an hour with really good spin, you're going to blow it by guys. Guys can't hit that ball up there. You're seeing a ton of strikeouts at the top of the zone with fastballs. You're able to throw better breaking balls. When you have better grip, you're able to spin the ball faster, you create more revolutions per minute, the ball's going to break harder and nastier than before. And so strikeout numbers are up, batting averages are way, way down, and pitchers have continued to figure out ways to create an advantage using this. So this is the big debate. And I think what happened with pitchers is they've used rosin and they've used sunscreen and some have used pine tar, and they've gotten away with it. No one's really said much. You get a pitcher here and there that gets thrown out of a game, and they continue to push and push and push. And we're at the point now where these substances have gone from safety to now performance enhancing. And that's where finally Major League Baseball is starting to step in and say, okay, we haven't said anything really about this for a long time, but it's getting to the point now where we have to say something. Now, because of that, they've sent out memos, they've suspended some minor leaguers, and a lot of pitchers we've seen over the last week or so that RPMs on pitches have gone down a lot. And so pitchers are clearly not using sticky stuff as much as they were. Some have gone away from it completely. Clearly, Glasnow has gone away from everything. Okay, so I think pitchers are scared right now that they're going to get suspended, and so they're probably not using anything. And it just so happened that Glasnow got hurt while using nothing. What was he using before? We don't know. He doesn't really say. Was it just sunscreen and rosin, which guys have used forever? We don't know. Was it spider tack or something else? It could have been. But he's clearly frustrated that they're not allowed to use anything, and he thinks that contributed to his injury. So what do we need to do, right? What is the solution? One, do we fix the baseball? Do we make bigger seams on the ball, right? Do we create a ball that's not as slick? That's one thing that could be done. Two is we have to define what is safety and what is performance enhancing. Maybe we tell pitchers, okay, listen, you can use rosin, you can use sunscreen. And if we come out there and we judge that that's what it is, that it's no big deal, go for it. But if we come out and we find a big glob of this sticky stuff that we think, okay, that's performance enhancing, that's not rosin, that's not sunscreen, it's something else, well then you're gone and you're suspended 10 games or whatever you want to make it. Right? And so one of those two things has to happen. I don't think we can't not let pitchers use anything because and keep this ball, because then that's probably a safety concern. Clearly, I've talked to a lot of pitchers and they feel that way. Okay, so we can't do that. I think something has to be done. We're in a state right now where there's a lot of confusion, and I don't think pitchers know what they're supposed to do, what they can use, what they can't use. Apparently, Major League Baseball is coming out with some type of memo or statement supposedly this week. And I think we'll hopefully clarify some of this stuff. If I see it come out, I'll let you guys know. But that's where we're at right now. So what are your thoughts? Do we go to a different baseball? Do we ban all sticky stuff, rosin, sunscreen, everything? Do we allow maybe rosin and sunscreen, but don't allow other things? Do we just allow everything? What's your opinion in the comment section below? Let me know. I'd be interested to hear. I think you kind of feel or get where I'm coming from, my point of view. Like I said, rosin and sunscreen's always been around. I don't think it's been an issue. I personally, as a hitter, I don't think I really care about that. I do care about the new stuff that's out, the stuff that's really creating, it's almost like a performance enhancing drug. And so I do think that you have to figure out a way to get rid of that. As far as a new ball, I don't know. I guess I'd probably have to, listen, I think this one was too slick, personally. Maybe I just think, but I've talked to tons of pitchers. Everybody thinks the ball's too slippery, and I know as a position player it was.
I get the ball, I turn right here and go, oh my God, Braun is barely, and I throw it 47 feet off the wall, off the netting over here.
I played with players infielders that would spray pine tar spray. It was like this spray, real sticky stuff. They would spray it in their glove so that when they fielded the ball and took the ball out, it would have some pine tar on it so the ball didn't slip out of their hand. So this wasn't just a pitcher's problem, this was a position player problem as well. So maybe we have to go to a new ball and get something that we can control a little bit better. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.
I get the ball, I turn right here and go, oh my God, Braun is barely, and I throw it 47 feet.
If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about building the elite swing, check out our new course. We have over 2 hours of content, almost 30 hitting drills. We break down the exact mechanics that you're going to want to implement into your swing. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.